I do not do dance choreography at all, but this costume and this mask gives me the confidence to go for it.
Yeah. Well, you killed it.
Welcome back. I'm still here with the skateboarding legend, Tony Hawk. You know, you said that the costume gave you the confidence to perform on the stage. How did singing and dancing compare to performing on the half pipe? I mean, you're used to pressure.
There's no comparison. I feel very confident when I'm on my skateboard, and to be in front of an audience, to be trying to hit dance marks and remember lyrics and stay on pitch was something I never experienced. So I was way outside of my element. But I think that if nothing else, skateboarding allowed me to have the confidence to do something like that, because that is how I really built my own self-confidence as a kid. And to understand that I can believe in myself to do things and to take on challenges, that was the starting point. But I can't say I'm ever going to go on any singing competition again.
You never know. We have a bunch on TV right now. You never know, Tony. How heavy was that elephant costume? Like, was it hard to kind of move around?
No, actually, the helmet itself, the headpiece, was pretty big and didn't allow for a lot of motion. But the rest of the costume was flexible, and I could do almost anything in it. So the only thing that was preventing me from moving was the idea that I couldn't turn the head too far in either direction or move it down because the trunk would hit my chest.
Oh, wow. I mean, that seems too complicated for me. Was it hard?
Well, the good thing was that they designed the whole headpiece around my actual skate helmet. So I got to wear my skate helmet with everything built out on it from it.
That's like it's like as a kid, you wear little sunglasses to give you confidence. That's like the most adorable thing, Tony. I'm just curious, obviously you kind of had to learn this. You knew a little bit about singing before, and you kind of had to learn this new skill, new muscle memory, if you will. Did it change when you were practicing on your own versus when you had the mask on? Did you feel more comfortable having the mask singing because it might have been a shield or protection?
Yeah, I think so. I think I was more nervous at the end of the show when they actually ask you to do it unmasked, and then they sort of roll the credits through. I didn't know that until the very last minute that I was going to have to do that. And that's when I had a full panic, because it was like, wait, now they can see my face, and now they can see me if I'm blowing this or not. But I just I just did what I was rehearsing, and it worked out. But yeah, it's very daunting when you realize that nothing's fixing your voice out there. They're not
auto-tuning.
They're not doing auto-tune, or they're not throwing the backup vocals loudly at you. It's all you.
This is what your wife was worried about, right? You just embarrassing yourself.
She was, yeah, but so far so good. I mean, the amount of support that I've gotten, especially online, has been overwhelming. Mostly positive, and I'm so thankful for that.
Well, you are certainly loved. Last year was actually the 10-year anniversary of you landing the 900. Can you believe that 10 years have passed? Does it feel like that?
It was actually 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, yeah.
Never mind. I mean, my God, so does it feel like 20 years have actually passed since you landed it?
Not at all, no. I mean, the only gauge of time passing I have is that my kids are grown up.
Wow. And could you
one of my kids was there. He was an infant, and he is in college now in his third year.
Oh, and are they good skaters?
They all skate. Yeah, they all are good in their own way, for sure. My oldest son is 27, and he's a pro skater on his own right. And all the other ones do actively skate, and they all have really good skills.
And now, 20 years later, could you pull off a 900 today, or what, Tony Hawk?
I did one a few years ago, so I feel like if I was under that sort of pressure that I could, but I'm choosing not to for the moment.
Fair enough. It's not a lot of time has passed since when you last did it in 2016, but fair enough. Well, it was kind of perfect you were on The Masked Singer, because you really made a second career out of not being recognized. Your tweets about either not getting recognized or being mistaken for other celebrities has gone viral, and we love it here, like this one, where you were counted the time a TSA agent guessed you were Lance Armstrong. How funny is it that Jenny McCarthy thought you were Lance under the mask? Were you absolutely dying?
Yeah, it was funny. I guess there's some strange irony that I share those encounters through my life when people misrecognize me or can't quite place who I am. And then to go on The Masked Singer and have none of them guess it is just sort of, I guess that's what was destiny, right?
It really. Do you like when people mistake you for other people? Like, are you
I
like
know
offended?
it's funny. I think that the misconception is that I'm complaining that I don't get recognized. I don't really care. I don't expect anyone to know who I am. I grew up as a skateboarder when skateboarding was not cool. So none of that stuff is what I was aspiring to. But when it does happen, I think it's funny to share. So I think that's the thing that people see in me is that somehow I'm looking for everyone to know who I am, and I'm just sharing you exactly the interaction that happened, word for word.
Well, here's another story that I absolutely love where you were mistaken for the very handsome Tom Brady at a restaurant. Guy at restaurant, you famous? Me. I think that depends on who you ask. Him. Anyone ever tell you that you look like Tom Brady? Me. Never. I mean,
Yeah.
was that flattering or annoying?
Sure. No, it's flattering. Why not? I mean, he's one of the most famous athletes in the world, and very successful, good-looking guy. Yeah, I was hyped. I think there's more people get. I do see people get tripped up when they see someone they recognize and they're not sure how to react, and then suddenly, like, even the name escapes them. So maybe he had the name. It was Tom, Tony. I don't know, and just blurted out Tom Brady. But I'm thankful he did because I had a funny little tweet about it.
Did you correct him and say like, oh no, I'm Tony Hawk? Or did you just like, no?
Someone else did. Someone nearby did.
Oh, that's amazing. What's been the craziest misrecognized moment for you?
Oh, wow. That is very tricky. I don't wow.
You get it a lot.
I do get it a lot. Yeah. You mean in terms of who they think I am?
Yes.
I think the Tom Brady one kind of is the best one because I don't think I look like him at all.
Yeah, I mean, and I know who Tom Brady is. I mean, Tony, you're very attractive, but I'm just saying. Have there ever been any funny recent ones that might have happened to you, in past few weeks or months or anything?
I'd say the funnier ones are when people just don't have any idea and aren't trying to, like, I was at a skate park recently and this kid was watching me skate and he's like, "Hey man, you're pretty good." And I said, "Thank you." And he goes, "Are you a YouTuber?" And I said, "No, I'm just a dad that likes to skate." And he's like, "All right, cool. You want to see me do a trick?" And I said, "Yeah, sure."
I mean,
and then he showed me his trick.
if I was in the skate park with you, knowing that it was Tony Hawk watching me, I think that would make me more nervous. So I'm kind of glad he was able to like be himself in front of you. And did you critique him
cool.
appropriately?
Like for me, that's just kind of refreshing.
Yeah, no, that's so refreshing. Did he ever find out who you were? Did you say like?
I think he did eventually, yeah, because I wrote that in a tweet, and he sent me a message through Instagram like, "Hey, I'm the kid that you met the other day. That was cool that you shared that with people."
Oh, that's
So, yeah, he
awesome.
figured it out.
Well, what did you make of the judges' guesses last night on The Masked Singer? I mean, in addition to Lance Armstrong, you got Tommy Lee, Beto O'Rourke, and Travis Barker. A little different all around. What did you think of those guesses?
Well, two are musicians, so I'm flattered.
Yes.
I understand the Lance Armstrong parallel, obviously, both sports and have similar builds. And then the Beto O'Rourke was kind of out of nowhere, but I think the White House clue threw them off, and they put the White House clue out there because I actually skated through the White House in 2010.
Yeah, tell us about that. How did that come to fruition? I'm surprised you could get a skateboard through security, even being Tony Hawk.
Well, basically, whenever I go somewhere, even here in the studio, I bring my skateboard because inevitably, wherever I go, someone says, "Where's your skateboard?" And so when I got invited to the White House, it was for a Father's Day event that Obama was putting on. And I just figured I'm not going to get caught in the White House without my skateboard because people are going to ask me where it is. And suddenly I found myself kind of in an empty hallway looking around and realizing I could just skate through here. And I handed my phone to another guy who was invited to the same event. And our escort at the time just sort of turned the other way because he knew what we were up to, but he didn't want to be the one to shut us down. But he also didn't want anyone to think that he gave us permission.
I mean,
so I skated, got the photo, and there we go.
Did you let Obama hop on your skateboard?
When I finally saw him later that day, I didn't have it.
Oh, that would have
Oh,
been.
we were on the grass. We were on the grass.
Oh man. Well, you know, you mentioned your
I
clue.
don't think that would have gone over well, though.
No, you never know. You never. He's an athlete too. Maybe he had, you know, the skills. You know, you
I
mentioned.
feel like he might have been game, but I feel like all those surrounding him would have probably shut it down.
Oh, for sure. You would have been kicked out in 2 seconds, but it would have been worth the viral video. You know, you mentioned your clue package, and it was pretty deceiving last night. Why did you and everyone else have those drumsticks?
That was not up to me. They just interviewed me about my clue package, and they went kind of on their own. I think that the whole thing was about sort of marching to the beat of your own drum, maybe. I'm not sure. But at some point, I put up the drumsticks like an X, and that was supposed to represent X Games.
Oh, okay. This is all coming together. Everything is hindsight 2020 here for me on those clues. You know, even though it was exciting to see you under the elephant mask last night, it was sad that was the end for you. Are you rooting for any of the other Masked Singers in particular?
I didn't get to see everyone, but I think the taco has a good chance.
I mean, that's a pretty great costume, right? Very
I was
deceiving.
offered that costume, actually.
Yeah, that is so good. Well, what's next? What's next for you, Tony Hawk? Any chance we could see you on another reality or competition show?
I doubt that. I'm not really looking for a new career in that sense. I'm still skating a lot. I'm doing a lot of work with my foundation for public skate parks in low-income areas. And we've just passed over 900, helping build 900 parks in the U.S. so far. And I'm really proud of that work, and I want to keep doing it. And the Olympics are coming up. You'll probably see me there in some form.
Oh, God. Well, we hope so. Tony, you do such amazing work. Thank you so much for coming on The Masked Singer. And sadly, it's the end of our segment, but thank you so much for chatting with me today. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
Yes, please come visit us in New York. Catch The Masked Singer Wednesday nights at 8, 7 Central on Fox.